Early in the morning of 5th of June 1967, Israel launched a preemptive strike against Egypt, virtually wiping out the Egyptian Air Force and starting the Six-Day War. The Syrians, Jordanians, and Iraqis all opened fire, and the Israeli Air Force made short shrift of their air forces. The Jordanian army intensified its shelling of Jerusalem. Prime Minister Levi Eshkol formed a national unity government, inviting Menachem Begin to join it. Begin realized the overwhelming implications of a Jordanian attack on Jerusalem. More poignantly, after the routing of the enemy air forces, he was considering the possibility that the holy and historic national treasures that the Jewish people had lost to Jordan in the 1948 War of Independence, the Old City and the Kotel, might soon be liberated and Jerusalem reunited as the eternal capital of Israel and the Jewish people. The cabinet met at the Knesset in West Jerusalem in the evening of the 5th of June, whilst being bombarded with mortars by the Jordanian artillery. The cabinet members were tossed out of the Knesset cabinet room and moved into a storeroom on the lower levels of the building, cluttered with brooms, buckets, mops, and stacked with old furniture. In these inauspicious surroundings, the Unity Cabinet debated liberating the Old City as the UN Security Council was debating a ceasefire. Begin put it to the cabinet what was at stake if the UN Security Council voted in favor of a ceasefire before the IDF captured the Old City. These are his words. We are liable to again find ourselves outside the walls of Jerusalem, exactly as it happened in 1948, when we lost the Jewish quarter and all our holy sites, and the city was left divided, all because of a UN ceasefire. Begin then spoke these powerful words. Our soldiers are almost in sight of the Western Wall. How can we tell them not to reach it? We have in our hands a gift of history. Future generations will never forgive us if we do not seize it. In the morning on 7th June 1967, the 28th of Iyar 5727, the IDF captured the Old City, and the famous words Har Habayit B'Yadeinu, the Temple Mount is in our hands, were spoken. Soldiers rushed to the Kotel in their hundreds and broke into choruses of Yerushalayim Shel Zahav. Within a further 3 days, the IDF completed the capture of East Jerusalem, unifying the city. Jerusalem is our spiritual capital. In the Galut, as in Israel outside of Jerusalem, we focus our spiritual energy on Jerusalem by facing towards it during prayer. In Jerusalem, we pray facing the Kotel, focusing our spiritual energy even more keenly. Jerusalem is also our physical capital city, having been made the seat of King David's monarchy in approximately 1000 BCE. King David wrote of Jerusalem in Psalm 122. The built-up Jerusalem is like a city that is joined together. This prophetic statement was finally fulfilled in 1967. In all our history, we did not have a day to honor and celebrate Jerusalem until after the Six-Day War in 1967. This year, on 22 May, the 28th of Iyar, we celebrate the 53rd anniversary of the unification of our eternal and undivided capital.